Every Point Sports Podcast featuring Greg and Jack starts right now.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the only show you need to watch for your Week 5 2025 NFL picks. I am Jack Stash from Fantasy Farm Sports. We've got the Old Gamer GK, Greg, with us. How are we feeling, Greg?
We're always doing good. It's Sunday, so we're hyped up for football. Roll Tide again. We did it again last night, beat 5-0 Vanderbilt, who beat us last year. We were number 1 going into that game, and they beat us. They beat us soundly last year, but we came out this year. We showed them who was boss, and, after that tough loss against Florida State, which I cannot explain to this day, I can't explain it, especially the way they looked against Miami. I am super excited that we're back. It feels like Alabama's back. Feels good. Simpson, he's tied for second in the Heisman Trophy voting right now. So, everything's looking good for Bama, which is, if Bama's doing good, my 49ers are doing good, so Greg is doing good.
That's great. Let's just give credit to the teams, though, right? Like, Florida State's a good football team now again. They're not great.
Yeah.
They're not Bobby Bowden, but they are respectable. They
are. But can you explain one thing to me?
Sure.
Last night,
Yeah.
I'm watching a game last night. Now, I'm a little partial because I took Florida State with the points. I was getting 3.5. They're driving. They get down to, I think the 20-yard line, 26-yard line with, 50-something seconds to go. Now, you're already down that far. Shouldn't you take a couple shots in the end zone? Just take 4 shots in the end zone. Why are you kicking a field goal? I understand you kick the field goal. You still need the onside kick, but you still need that touchdown. You're already down there. Take your shots in the end zone.
I know. I'll play devil's advocate real quick. I think that quarterback who ran for his life all night was absolutely out of wind. And you don't want to do the Anthony Richards thing and ask for off the field. But that guy was running sideline to sideline all day, not north and south. So I think, to be quite honest, I think they were trying to keep it respectable. They knew they didn't have – Florida State doesn't have the athletes. They do have the coaching, so I don't want to hear about that guy ever for a long time.
That quarterback that they have is a stud. He's from he played for Boston College last year. Guy's phenomenal.
But he was playing East-West football all night, and I think he might have been a little gassed. They knew they were outmatched, and you can't shock the world twice. They shocked Alabama with tremendous coaching. Miami's coach was like, hey, you know these kids. You know these guys, you know this coach. I had lunch with them last week. Let's not pretend like they're going to sneak up on us. That's not going to happen. Florida State just needs they need a Warwick Dunn. They need a Charlie Ward. They need a guy that puts them over. They need a Keon Coleman. They had one recently, but he's in the NFL. Very sorry. So they're just overmatched. Not undercoached, but they're overmatched right now. And by the way, let's give props to teams that have come up a little bit, right? Vanderbilt's looked good over the past couple of years.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what, that quarterback that they have, it starts with a P. I can't remember his name but he's from New Mexico State from 3 years ago. He came over with their offensive coordinator. Guy's phenomenal. Guy's a warrior. My girlfriend calls him Smiley because his picture, he's like, bigger smile than you, more teeth than you, almost like horror movie scary smile. You know what I mean?
For all those entrepreneurs out there, right? For all those entrepreneurs out there, I want you guys to go out there and use your thumbs to the best of your advantage and Google how the University of Vanderbilt got started, because you'll find throughout the transcript there was a wonderful gentleman years ago named John Vanderbilt, and he had to change how he did business throughout the years to get to the university standing there today. But go give it a look. It's a little bit of interesting history, if you will.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, really quick. We don't touch on college a lot. We're here a lot for the NFL to get our bets in, get our fantasy advice in. But Penn State losing.
I know.
Wow. To UCLA. Wow. Like UCLA, like for anybody that doesn't know, UCLA is more of a basketball school. They had a few good years as far as football goes, but ultimately they're a basketball school. That school, their boosters, they'll tell you they could care less about the football program. The boosters at Cal has more money than UCLA for their football program. Put it that way. All right. UCLA beat Penn State. That's huge. 5th time ever that a ranked opponent lost to a non-ranked opponent back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
5th
So
time in college football history.
I mean, really, what everyone? Well, it is a basketball school. In fact, actually, honestly, it hasn't been a basketball school in a long, long time.
No, but I mean, the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, it was draped with UCLA basketball.
Yeah, we could talk about the Ed and Charles O'Bannon in the early '90s, and even Lonzo Ball, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
As of recent, yes, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, as of a little bit of recent history. But let's talk about the recent football history. If Chip Kelly didn't get the deal of a lifetime from Pete Carroll to come back to the NFL, right, which was this year, they're all Chip's recruits.
Oh yeah,
so all they needed was the guy who was there waiting in the wings for Chip Kelly, because UCLA didn't hunt far and wide for a new guy. They didn't. They hired in-house. They knew what they had. They had Chip's recruits coming in. I thought this was a dangerous team to play for Penn State the week after, they were out-muscled by Oregon, and they didn't get a couple calls to go their way, let's put it that way as well. But they were out-muscled up front, for sure, by Oregon. Then you go to UCLA, and there's not a lot of advantages you get on the road. Let's put things that way. Yeah, Penn State will bounce back. They'll be fine. They'll find their way, as they always do, to 10-2. How are they going to get there? It's probably going to be a little bit different than you had mapped out, but Penn State will find their way to 10 wins. They are, I believe, still a top 10 team in the nation.
I mean, yeah, they're still good. But the fact of the matter is that you lost to a
And it's
non-ranked
perfect
team.
time to bet them.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
I like, let's put this into context. All right, Virginia didn't win a game yet. They won against Penn State. UCLA didn't win a game yet. They beat Penn State. I'm just saying, 2 0-4 teams going playing Penn State, and Penn State loses. And let's not pretend that score was close. That game was a blowout. I know the score reflects that it was a close game, but it was a blowout.
Yeah, it was. UCLA got on them early.
Yeah.
And I think Penn State had feelings that they were going to beat Oregon. Yeah, like I said, Oregon got some fortuitous calls in that game, and Penn State did not escape that game. So once they had to go all the way back out west after a late game last Saturday, I don't think any of that worked for their advantage, but it definitely shows that the Pac-12 looks like a real conference now, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah. I'm sorry, I got two teams mixed up. Not Virginia, Oregon. Oregon was not did not lose. They were a very good team. Virginia was the Florida State game last week.
Yeah,
that they lost.
But that was Virginia's homecoming, so we know how they go too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Virginia was 0-4. 0-4. Yeah, Virginia was. Virginia didn't win a game. They didn't win a game.
Okay.
Until they played Florida State. UCLA didn't win a game until they played Penn State. Just saying.
Okay.
All right. Enough about college. Except for let me finish by saying Roll Tide. And we'll pick up for all you guys that are not watching the Cleveland Minnesota game. Cleveland right now is winning 17-14. This is Minnesota's second week in a row traveling to another country to play a game. That's rough for anybody. So I wasn't really expecting much from Minnesota this game. Keeping it close. They're missing a lot of people. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I
I
actually
was
got
expecting
a quick.
Minnesota to win.
What's that?
I was expecting Minnesota to win. They stayed.
Yeah, but that Cleveland defense is nasty.
Yeah, but it's
I
Cleveland having to do the work with a rookie
yeah, but they
quarterback.
were in what? They were in London last week, and they're in Ireland this week. Is that what it is?
I think this
where they're
game.
at?
I think they were in
Germany?
Ireland last week.
And where are they this week?
I believe they're in London this week.
Okay,
It's a hop, skip, and a jump from Minnesota. Honestly, if you book the hotels correctly, it's not much at all. Cleveland's traveling with a rookie quarterback, and
yeah.
so it's Cleveland has to do the work. I thought that Cleveland was going to have a little bit of a struggle, right? They had the whole logistics this weekend, the sightseeing. I mean, Minnesota's been here, right? They've had time to sign the autographs, do the handshakes, all that other stuff. They should have more crowd there. The real unfortunate deal here is that they lost Carson Wentz.
Wentz is in there playing.
Wentz was in there playing.
He's
is he currently back in?
I thought I just seen him.
They called him injured at half, and no, he's back in. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought my eye. It's not on the screen now, but I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Right now, Cleveland has the ball driving, but I could have swore I seen Wentz in there. But anyways, Minnesota still could pull this game out. There's still a little over 7 minutes to go. It's a close game. If Cleveland or if Minnesota pulls it out, I'm happy. I got a quick 30% live boost for the game, so I hurried up and threw in a live bet on Minnesota. Since on the money line I was getting plus 140. I figured I'd just throw $5 on it, see what happens. Nothing crazy,
That was the right bet, by the way. Could finish 21-20.
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Our first game, we got a really doozy this week. We got a really good defensive game here. We got Denver Broncos at Philadelphia Eagles. Broncos are getting 4.5. Over under is 44.5. Broncos are at plus 180 money line. Eagles are at negative 218 money line. I kind of told you I spoiled it a little bit on who I like this week with a few bets. This is one that I like the points with the Broncos. 4.5 is nice. I think the Eagles do win this. It's going to be like a field goal game. So I love 4.5 all day.
Yeah. I wonder, I got to get to this point here with this Eagles team, because I think that everybody's just passing this by, right? We know about social media now, right? Is that new? No, it's not new, but I think it's a little bit new upon the way teams especially are using it. Right? Like I can't think that things are so bad in Philly that no one wants to be there. We've played this game in Philly before. Nobody wants to be there. They hate Sirianni. The offense is terrible. AJ Brown's taking to social media. Devonta Smith's taking. So I just honestly, I kind of got to the point where I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at. I know. Think the house is burning down. The house is undefeated, and they're at home. And but Jalen Hurts isn't a good court. Okay. The line was at 3.5. It went to 4, and then it's gone to 4.5, and then it's kind of dialed back to 4. I think Philly's going to win this game. I could see it going. I liked this game, and now I don't. Because I think Philly's lying to everybody. I think they're playing everybody. And I don't think it's going to bite them until, they play a team like Carolina.
Yeah, but this is one team that I think could bite them just for the fact how Sean Payton is calling up his plays, how that defense can play. I think this is a typical game that the Eagles could lose very easily because of the team like the Broncos. That scrappy team, team never gives up, always in it, always fighting to stay in it. And we know what Bo Nix could do. He's limited in certain things, but I think he could do just enough to come back on pretty much any team that he needs to come back on. But that defense is just let's not pretend that their offense is all that. Talking about the Broncos, that is, it's their defense that is the star that's the darling of the team, is that defense. They are going to give the Eagles fits, I think, until they decide to start throwing it to A.J. Brown like they did against the Chiefs, against the Rams. And then I think A.J. is going to be like, okay, guys, listen, this is how we win. Like, you guys need to throw me the damn ball. I think this is a bigger situation than what a lot of people are making it out to be with this A.J. Brown stuff. This isn't just about this year. This started last year with him reading the book on the sideline. I know you made a joke. Well, he maybe just likes to read a nice book, or maybe he wanted to study. I know the jokes you made about it. Like, but no, this is a bigger issue, I think, than what everybody realizes. Even after they won the Super Bowl last year, A.J. Brown tweeted out a couple weeks after the Super Bowl, I thought I would feel more satisfied. To him, he's one of those players that strives to be great. He wants to be known as an all-time great. In order for him to do that, he needs the damn ball. For all of you guys that don't know, Keyshawn Johnson, just throw me the damn ball. That's pretty much all AJ's saying. Throw me the damn ball. Let me get my numbers, man. Like, I came here. I understand we're winning. We're winning Super Bowls. Well, I want you can call it a selfish player for all you want, but he's thinking more about his legacy.
Yeah. I mean, I thought about this the other day too, right? Legacy, is all of what you think of it, right? I think it's really interesting that if Jalen Hurts could go down like Terry Bradshaw, right? But everyone, almost every integral part of those Steelers franchises is in the Hall of Fame. So this isn't going to hurt his legacy. I think that AJ Brown,
maybe not for the Hall of Fame. He wants to be known as an all-time great wide receiver. He wants to be up there with those Jerry Rices, those TOs, those top echelon, Marvin Harrisons, those guys. I want to throw Randy Moss in there, but he didn't do it long enough for me to throw it. A phenomenal talent, just didn't do it long enough. But, he wants to be up there with those. He wants to be known as a top 5 greatest wide receiver, not one of those that he was one of the pieces to win all those Super Bowls,
Yeah.
And I get it. It's like, what do you want? Like, there's some players that it's all about the championships, like Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he didn't care if he passed for 5 yards or 500 yards, as long as they won the game.
To me, AJ Brown's he's going to be Julio Jones with a couple Super Bowls. And what's wrong with that? I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you want to be
Julio
Stephon
Jones
Diggs?
is a top 50 wide receiver of all time.
Right. Do you want to be Stephon Diggs? And again, though, it's not just AJ Brown complaining. Now it's a lot of people complaining. And I just think Philadelphia seems to me like the complaining gets louder, the better the team that comes in. The more aggressive a team comes in, the more complaining there is. And to me, it's just them playing possum and just curling up and going, oh, we're weak and we hate each other. And then when we get out on the field, our eyes get really bright. And then you get smashed once. And then AJ Brown catches a ball. And Denver went, wait, I thought they were fighting against each other. It's all one big theater in Philadelphia. And I was with you. And now I just don't believe anything they say. Right? Like, oh, Jalen Hurts isn't good. Yeah, well, the Jordan brand signed him. Okay. They don't make mistakes there. Have you heard they're pretty smart? In fact, they're more valuable than the Nike brand, even though they fall underneath the same umbrella.
The only reason why the tush push works 99.9% of the time is because Jalen Daniels has legs built like a running back. That is the only reason.
Well,
you throw every other quarterback out there tries to do that, the tush push. They can't do it like they can. Jalen Daniels is built different. He's a different type of quarterback.
Well, it also works because you can't leverage a defensive player like an offensive player can leverage themselves.
No, I understand that, but let's face it, like he can move the pile. He has tree trunks for legs.
If Ray Lewis was able to leverage Terrell Suggs, I don't think it would work very well. But you can't do that because you'll hurt an offensive player, and nobody wants that. Like, it hasn't happened already this season. Wait a second. We're living that way.
Yeah, well, eventually what's going to happen with this whole thing, they're going to make it illegal for offensive players to push other offensive players.
Yeah, and then we won't use it anymore.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. And let's face it, if you're really worried about player safety, that's something maybe you should do.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm no doctor, but
we play
All
one
right.
on YouTube.
Listen, I like the 4.5. I took the 4.5. I took the Broncos. It wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles did win this, but I do think the Broncos. I'm not saying the Broncos are going to win this game, but I like the 4.5 points I took.
Yeah, I loved it, and then the more I loved it, I coddled it, and then I gave it more hugs, and then I went, you know what? I don't love you so. It bit me.
Just to let you guys know, everybody and their mother is on the Eagles right now because it literally, in the time we were talking, it dropped a whole point. It went from 4.5 to 3.5 just in that little time we were talking about the game. So everybody and their mother is on the Eagles right now, which is making me like Denver even a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a sneaky game. It really is. There's a couple weird spreads in this that we'll talk about. This is one of those games. So next we got on the docket, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Indianapolis Colts. Raiders are getting 7. Over-unders 46.5. Raiders are at plus 285 money line. Colts are at negative 360 money line. Raiders are looking better now that they're running the ball a little bit. Their quarterback still sucks very badly. Geno is a shell of himself that he was in Seattle. He has not played well at all this year. I know he's led the league up until last week in explosive plays. Thank you, Phonixy131 for the follow. Greatly appreciate that. Awesome. But now I lost my train of thought here. But anyways, I don't think Geno can do enough against this Indy defense to do anything. I like the Colts here. Colts have a very, very good team this year. Really stout defense. Daniel Jones is playing lights out. Jonathan Taylor looks like one of the, if not the best back, the second best back in the league. So yeah, I like the Colts here all day.
Yeah. Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders the points though. Give me 7 points.
Okay.
The 48 over under, it opened up at 49.5. Then we came down. Brock Bowers is inactive today for you fantasy owners, not going to play. And the line moved not at all. Not even one bit.
Even more.
Yeah, it should. We should get a 0.5 or a little bit of juice here. I just, I just got a feeling that the Raiders are starting to play better. They are. Genty's starting to break out a little bit. Indy did lose last week. They're not invincible, right? They do show a little bit of blood, right? When you hit them with the leather glove. And I just think that there's a little bit of leather glove to the Raiders. They have to win to keep up in that division. Indianapolis could lose the next 5 weeks and still probably be tops in that division in a row. That's how bad it is. Give me the Raiders plus 7 though. I think it's sneakier than we think.
All right. I like the Colts here. 7 is a lot. I'd take the money line. I know it's at negative 360, but anything a touchdown or more is tough in the NFL. Jack is right. Raiders are playing much, much better. I just really like that Indy defense.
Okay. Yeah.
Next, we got a crap game here. Crap shoot, however you want to call it. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Jets. Cowboys are getting 1.5. Over under is 48.5. Cowboys are at negative 105 money line. Jets are at negative 115 money line. I am not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. My gut tells me this is a game that I think the Jets are going to pull out. But I'm not touching it. I'm just saying my gut tells me the Jets are going to pull this one out. That's all I'm saying. That's all the insight I have on this game.
Jets. Jets. We finally get to exalt and be excited about one Jets game. I love the spot here. I love them at home. I love that they haven't won a game. I love that their coach might put on a helmet at halftime because he might want to be one of the best players they have. I think
he still might be.
Here's the thing. Fields has always given the Cowboys fits at times. And he's always made games tight. that Jets defense doesn't do great against guys that can absolutely stripe a ball. But Dak Prescott can't stripe a ball. And Sauce Gardner, as long as he starts enough arguments with George Pickens, cuts down their leading wide receiver. So his head's out of the game, right? And now you got a real dogfight. And I do think that Fields scraps well enough, right? So I think that defense, this game could be what? We'll call it 17-16, and the Jets win.
Yeah. Yep, like I said, I have a gut feeling the Jets are going to pull this one out, get their first win of the season. Next, we got the New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints. The Giants are getting 1.5. Over/under is 41.5. Giants are at plus 100 money line. Saints are at negative 120 money line. I mean, this is one of those games that doesn't make sense to me. One of those lines that does not make sense to me. Giants came out and beat my Chargers last week, who I was really high on. And if that would have hit, I would have won about $200 and something on 2 different parlays. But we won't talk about that. I hit on everything else but that. Oh, and I cashed out early, but I had a 18-person touchdown going. All right. I was able to, I only put $2 on it. At the first half, I hit on everybody, and it gave me an opportunity to cash out. I cashed out with $22. All right. Now, I could have waited. I had 6 other guys to go, which would have netted me $420-something. And I'm glad I cashed out because everybody hit except for one person, Taylor. Jonathan Taylor didn't get that touchdown. You know how upset I would have been if the one back that I felt most confident in didn't get and he didn't get that touchdown. But anyways, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I thought that was
it's the let's make a deal game. Do you want what's behind the curtain or do you want $100?
Exactly. I put $2 to win $22. I won $20. No brainer. Chances of me hitting all those second half touchdowns was a lot slimmer to none.
Yeah, you take your money. You take your money when it's offered to you. I'll give you a little.
So guys, this is just a little learning experience for you guys. When you guys have a chance to cash out on a very large amount for a very little bit, I know $20 isn't a lot, but when you're only bet $2, it's a huge amount. Take it.
Yeah, you're betting to win percentages. That's how we play this game. So I love the fact that the New York Giants started their rookie quarterback without being ready. Clearly, I mean, we ran quarterback sneaks to get touchdowns down on the 12-yard line, and hurrah, he got a touchdown. Yeah, but he didn't read a defense or look off a corner to get that, or distribute, which is the goal of the quarterback. The quarterback is the point guard of the team, right? No Malik Neighbors, life gets more difficult. New Orleans also has tape on a quarterback that doesn't know how to do any of those things.
Yep.
And they're in a spot, and they're at home, and Taysom Hill was just activated, and the rumor around Bourbon Street is that he's going to play some snaps at quarterback. So if you need to win and you need to get the town riled up, you bring in the guy who's always been the joker or the X factor, which is Taysom Hill, which is why I picked him up as my tight end in every fantasy league, because I like when my tight end plays quarterback. Don't you? We loved Tim Tebow.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So I think that Jackson Dart looks like old Miss Jackson Dart today. And we go, well, he's just growing, and he's a growing boy, and he needs more plays and more time on the field, and we'll do that over the next.
That's all true. That's all true.
It's all true, but the fact of the matter is, he's playing for a franchise that's thrown him out there to sell jerseys anyway. So,
but I do like how the team responded, and I think we talked briefly on that last week. That useful movement with him and Scatterboo, like that team seemed to respond very, very well with those two. Seemed like they fed off of that energy more. They didn't seem as flat. You know what I mean? They seemed energized.
Yeah, and they'll even be more energized once they read in the New York papers that Brian Daboll's lost his job.
Well, for all intents and purposes, he did call a good game last week for a rookie quarterback.
Well, I mean, I'm glad. I just wish he did that for everyone else.
You know.
I'm just saying, Indiana
Just saying.
Jones.
Listen, just saying. But I agree totally with you. Let's not come out and think that he set it on fire, because he didn't. He did just enough for the team to win, not for him to win. Because if you look at his numbers, you're like, wow, how did they win with those numbers? So
Right.
just step back. Now, like I just said, his presence, his energy between him and Scatterbo, I think elevated that team to another level in play. I think players played harder. And Jack and I talked about that last week, how we thought the players would play harder for Dart than they would for Wilson, just for that youth movement. They said him and Scatterbo are almost like totally the same person. Like they're the type, they're meatheads. They'll run through a brick wall. They're Gronk. What they are is Gronk. That's what they are. For those of you that know Gronk, like one of the greatest tight ends to play the game. Actually, I have a good story real quick about Gronk. I was watching a little thing with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and two other guys. One was an agent. They were going over top 4 wide receivers / tight ends of all time. They were allowed to pick 4. They could have been tight end or wide receiver. Well, of course, Tom Brady did pick Gronk for one of his Mount Rushmores over another wide receiver. And for the fact that he said this, he said that for that brief time that Revis did play with Gronk and him, during practice, he was the only guy that could post up with Revis and get over on Revis. One of the greatest corners ever to play the game. He was able to get over a tight end, get over on Revis. And he said it wasn't because of his ball. He was just his size alone.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really interesting about the whole tight end thing.
That is interesting because Revis was strong and apparently Gronk was stronger.
Yeah.
And you're right. That was a great example, by the way. They are both meatheads, and I get the whole thing. But professional gamblers get it too.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm with you. I like the Saints here too.
Yeah,
I like the Saints here too. But I just think it's a nice youth injection that I think the Giants needed.
By the way, I like New Orleans.
Last year and the first 3 games of the season, they just felt flat. They felt old, and they're not an old team.
I like New Orleans for the same reason why I liked the Giants last week.
Okay.
The same exact reason. It's a good spot. They're at home. I don't believe, the Chargers had already done a lot of travel, and now they got to all the way pack in the bag, fly in a hotel, right? It's just, they didn't need it. New York did. What's our next game?
Next, we got Houston Texans at Baltimore Ravens. Texans are giving 2.5. Over under is 41.5. Money line -148 for Houston, plus 124 for Baltimore. This is definitely a trap game. I don't know what we're going to get out of Baltimore. I mean, last week I was blown away. I thought Baltimore would win that. I don't understand really what's going on with them. I know Jackson's banged up a little bit. It's just hard for me to pick Houston the way Houston has been playing. They haven't been playing good football this year.
Lamar Jackson plays a different story. He's not playing. I don't know how this is only minus. This is only Houston's only favored by a little bit because of their record. Their team is intact. CJ Stroud is fine. And by the way, you know how I talked about Philly playing the media? CJ Stroud told him this week that he just feels not as athletic and a little bit older. I guess I just can't play anymore. Like, I know what you're doing. You don't look less athletic. You look just fine. Just things just don't feel, they just don't feel the same. Stop it, CJ. You're going to come out here today, and I actually believe that Houston beats Baltimore soundly, probably by 10, because you're not going to be able, listen, you're going to blink. The games are going to start. It's going to be 117. Bam. Houston's up 7-0. And then Houston will be up 10-0. And then you're not going to be able to run Derrick Henry. So how good do you think Cooper Rush is going to be on his own? I mean, really?
the thing is that Baltimore does have weapons on the outside. They have Bateman, they have Flowers, they have a couple good tight ends. They do have Henry. I mean, Cooper Rush proved last year when he was with Dallas that he can play.
No,
I mean, at one point he looked better than Dak at one point.
He can obviously play, but Cooper Rush gets better as he plays. He's not snappy when he comes in, and he hasn't really played since way last season. He's not even getting snaps. He's literally like sitting there with a clipboard and maybe the backup center. He's not even running the practice squad, which is the worst part. You can get hurt on the practice squad, which is actually better if you were running a whole squad. But the third or fourth string guy, depending on how many quarterbacks you keep, gets that position. So Cooper Rush is literally clipboard guy, and he needs reps. Like some guys are Brock Purdy's a reps guy. I mean, as long as he's getting them and he's in there, he's dangerous. If Brock Purdy, and he hasn't, which he played the week before, but not this week, it's my prime example. If he had 5 weeks off, I would be shoving money and then against him in the next game he played. Because I think he needs reps. That's fine. But I think Rush is a reps guy, and Houston's going to come in there, and the speed of that D line, woof, I don't want it.
Yeah, I'm not touching this game just for the fact that with a guy like Cooper Rush, John Harbaugh could call more of a structured offense, more of a pocket passing offense, which I'm kind of intrigued to see how that team reacts to that. I think this game, you're really going to truly see how good Baltimore's wide receivers are, how good Flowers and Bateman really are, because this isn't a guy that's going to run around, 20 yards back and forth just to evade a rush. He's going to sit in the pocket. He's going to deliver it like your typical quarterback, NFL quarterback, which we all in agreement. Lamar is not your typical NFL quarterback. That's what makes him so special. So it's a two different types of offenses that are going to be ran today. So I'm really interested to see this game and how it's going to pan out. But for me, my most interesting take from this is how Baltimore's wide receivers are going to look this game. I'm going to get a true sense of, are they a good structured offense wide receivers? Or are they just a good backyard football type wide receivers, where Lamar scrambles around a little bit, everybody runs around till somebody gets open, and Lamar just makes that crazy throw to him?
I love Houston on the money line here.
So I'm not touching the game. I am intrigued about a few aspects of this game.
Okay.
Let's see here. Next we got Miami against the Carolina Panthers. Miami's giving 1.5. Over under is 44.5. Miami is at negative 120 money line. Carolina's at plus 100 money line. This is, I don't come off with my can't miss bets too often. This is one. I love Miami here.
Good bet.
Love them on the money line.
Good bet.
I think they're going to win. I think they have their backs up against the wall this week. I think Carolina has a lot to figure out down there. I understand it's in Carolina, but I mean, both of them's used to playing in the heat, so that's really not going to factor anything. So, but I like I said, I do like Miami here. I think they're due for a win. I think that offense straightens out a little bit now that they're not so Hill dependent on it. I think the ball's going to be spread out more. I think the running back's going to is more involved in the game. I'm not really sold on their defense at all. So I don't know if this is going to be a shootout or what. Is Bryce Young playing? Is Andy Dalton playing? Who's gonna play this game?
So Miami and not being Hill dependent is better, right? You're gonna use Waddle. It's gonna be Waddle and Waller.
Yep. And A-Chain.
Yeah, but you'll get some A-Chain. But I'm saying that's how you'll. And by the way, Waller's fast. And
dude, for somebody that hasn't played in 2 years, you realize when they needed points the most in the end zone, who did they throw it to? And who made the plays?
Waller.
The dude only retired because he didn't want to play for the Raiders.
Actually, the dude retired.
Who was it?
Yeah.
The Giants.
Yeah. The dude retired. The Giants wanted to make him a fullback.
Yeah.
And he went, I don't want to do this. And you know what? He talked to his girlfriend or whatever, and she's like, well, why don't you not do this? And he's like, last time I had the biggest problem in my life. I was considered an alcoholic. And what I found out at treatment is I only drank when I did stuff I couldn't stand doing. And you know what? Just last week, I thought about having a beer. And she went, retire. Be done. If you don't want to be a fullback, which is stupid at your height,
Yeah.
just walk away from this. Let that team be miserable on their own. And so he went to Miami, and he's pretty happy now.
Yeah, he seems to be happy. He seems to be researching it's in his career. Seems like he's enjoying the game. You've seen him laughing down there on the sidelines with his teammates and stuff. Yeah. It's nice to see a story like that. But for somebody that didn't play the game for 2 years to come out and was as dominant as he was, that's incredible.
I would like to see Miami win this week, right? So that gives them 2 wins. And then I don't even know who they play next week, but I want them to win next week because that'll put them at 3-3. And then I want all the people that spent the money on the Fire McDaniels. I want all those people to have to come forward and have to swim from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean. If they don't make it, we'll be a better human race because of it. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. The team fought hard for him on Thursday night. They barely lost to New England. Like, they played to their potential. It's all you can do. It's all you can ask for a coach and the players to do. And it drives me nuts when you just want people fired for nothing. It drives me insane. I just can't do it. I just can't watch it. You're burning money.
Yeah.
Why not give it to me? Like, why not give it to me? I can at least see that no one's not trying to make a tackle or an extra yard for the man. It's very easy. The owner has seen it. He's a billionaire. Stephen Ross, he had the glasses on Thursday night, the binoculars. He can see blood, sweat, and tears for McDaniels. Leave it. He had to deal with Tua. Please. That's enough.
All right. So we both like Miami here.
Yeah.
That is my best game. Let's see here. What else do we have? This moved around on me here. We did that one. All right. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks at the Seattle Seahawks. Bucks are getting 3.5. Over under is 44.5. Bucks are at plus 150 money line. Seattle's at negative 180 money line.
This is so easy.
Bucks are missing a crap ton of people, which I do not like.
This is so easy.
I do not like. I like Seattle here.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer for me. I'm not even thinking about it too much. Baker can only do so much before he has nobody around him. So we'll just leave it at that. Too many injuries on that line. Bucky Irvin's not playing this week. The running back. So yeah, for me, this is an easy pick. It's Seattle all day.
Seattle has the best defense in the league.
Yeah,
and they're at home. They're the best defense in the league.
Darnold's playing lights out. Now they're a very good team.
But
their losses against the Niners.
That team, the losses against the Niners, right? Schemed well, come back late. That defense is a great defense. They get no credit, the 12th man and all these other things. But at the end of the day, that defense is playing lights out. Darnold doesn't have to do too much. He has to be Minnesota Darnold. But again, it's tough to travel all the way up there and have to deal with the defense that is absolutely flying around like a Seahawk.
That and Walker seems to have found his footing the last 2 weeks, too.
Ooh, I like that. A running back that finds his footing. That's good. I'll write that one down.
All right. So we both like Seattle here. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans at Arizona Cardinals. Titans are getting 7.5. Over-under is 41.5. Tennessee's at plus 330 money line. Cardinals at negative 425 money line. I like the Cardinals here all day. The Titans are just a horrible, horrible team. That defense tries, but that offense is just, Cam Ward, he makes some of the throws that makes your jaw drop, and then he's just not ready. He's not ready. We knew that coming out of college. He wasn't ready. But they throw him in anyways, hoping he can develop. We'll see what happens. A lot of times than not, a quarterback doesn't develop, they regress, and they never seem to find their way in the NFL because you ruined them.
You guys
I have a
hated
strong feeling that that's what's going to happen to Cam Ward with the Tennessee Titans, just the way things are going right now. But one thing I'll say about Tennessee is that their defense is respectable. That's all I can say about them.
You hated my Will Levis. You all shunned him. You spit on him. You threw him in a cage. You hated. Oh, well, maybe not all of you. That's a beautiful card. That's a beautiful,
and PSA 10 also.
PSA 10 Will Levis. Anyway, maybe not Greg. But
no, I talk shit on him too. I talk shit on him too. I did. Listen, I said some good things about him too.
No, I'm talking to them. I'm talking to the crowd out there that just threw my Will Levis away. Well, let me explain to you. Will Levis had no line. He was just about he was rounded up to 60% from the field. And at this point last year, he had 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And you went, get rid of him and wait till Cam Ward comes in and fixes everything. Well, I believe that is there 2 games this year where the Tennessee Titans haven't scored a point? A point. I think
just to let you know,
definitely.
Real quick. Vikings game just went final. Vikings won 21-17.
What did I say? 21-20? I was off by 3. I apologize, but I am the predictor.
You should. You should feel ashamed of yourself. You really should.
I do. I'm so ashamed. Let me go on my rant here against Cam Ward. 8-second Cam Ward's what I call him because those are the pockets that he had at Miami. And since he doesn't have the pockets like that in Tennessee, he is now 8-second running for his life, Cam Ward. It's not the greatest nickname, but he ain't the greatest quarterback. He's terrible on the field. He's even worse at the podium by using comments like "we ass" right now. I mean, what is is this a rap video? Or are you speaking to the people of Tennessee, the donors, and everyone that contributes to your franchise? I mean, it's pathetic. Right? That's the word for Cam Ward. Not bad quarterback. Pathetic. Maybe that's the moniker that he should get. 7.5 in Arizona. I'm not even really interested. I'll put money on Arizona money line, but I can't bet on anyone that steps to the podium and talks like he's in a C-rated rap video.
Arizona has played really good ball this year so far. Marvin Harrison Jr. has dropped a few passes, which is very uncharacteristic of him from what we know of him from his college career. His NFL career, he hasn't fell into it yet. We'll see. We're still time. Connor being out definitely hurts them. I don't know who their backup running back is.
Benson's out as well.
If he did well last year or last week, I'm not sure. But ultimately, their passing game is there. They have a stout defense. I like the Cardinals here all day. That 7.5 doesn't scare me against like you just said, 8 seconds Cam. So.
Yes, it's going to catch on. I love seeing a franchise fail after they blow it with a quarterback. I'll talk to Cleveland next week.
No, that's something I wanted to touch on while we were talking about the Ravens game real quick. Is there's been reports out the last week and a half, 2 weeks about Shedeur Sanders. He got a call from the Ravens. They wanted to draft him. He said, no, thank you. I don't want to be a backup. I just think it's funny how he would have got his first start, I think, quicker being drafted by the Ravens than he is going to do with the Cleveland Browns. Because and I know the way he has played in the preseason, he would have won that backup position.
You know what I think is funny? When did we get this information?
What's that?
Now.
We get it now. Yes.
We got it now. And what I think is really funny is all we did was shame and smear him draft night when he got a prank phone call from the Saints saying that he was drafted. So we made fun of the kid, right? And then we further embarrassed him by drafting him in the 5th round. But you actually had reports that he would have been a 4th round product, but you didn't report that until now. Boy,
I think that's kind of funny.
That's kind of convenient, isn't it? Because you held the story for 5 months and you used it when it was valuable for you. And now you wanna mock the kid when you ask him questions at his locker and he pantomimes to you. I mean, what would you do?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm absolutely done. You're mocking me. Now you can't use my words anymore. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it anymore.
I just don't like when players in the draft try to dictate themselves. Like, listen, no, don't draft me. I have no interest in being a backup to you guys.
Well,
Like, to me, like, why wouldn't you want to learn behind Lamar Jackson? To me, why wouldn't you want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be a starter anywhere you go in the NFL this year. You're not.
I don't think it's great advice to give. But let's not pretend like the Mannings didn't start it.
No, listen, I know. I get it. I get it.
So, I mean, if they never started it, maybe we wouldn't even be
Well,
here.
actually, they didn't start. If you really want to get technical, Elway started it.
Okay, we can do that. Oh,
yeah, Elway started it because Elway was like, "No, listen, I'll go play baseball. I ain't good." I forget who it was. He didn't. I think it was the Colts. He didn't want to get drafted by, if I remember correctly.
No one likes this, but Jim Kelly didn't want to play in Buffalo, and he chose the San Diego, whatever you want to call them, because there was a whole other league opening up at the time.
Yeah, but, and same thing with Steve Young. Steve Young didn't want to get drafted, I forget, by Tampa. He didn't want to play for Tampa. He decided to go USFL.
Yeah.
He's like, screw you, NFL. But he ended up having to play for Tampa at some point because that league folded. But initially, he was like, no, I'm not playing for you guys. Go ahead, draft me. Draft me. I'm not playing.
And then when Tampa got him, they let the offensive line know not to block for him.
He got killed.
I know.
I know. He looked horrible.
They killed Grandpa Brigham Young's grandson. I can't believe it. They did, though.
They had a Hall of Famer as their quarterback. All they had to do was nurture him. That's it.
They wanted to kill him because he didn't want to go play.
Like Bill Walsh tells the story. Like, he's like, Steve Young was salivating to get on the field. He goes, he was like a rabid dog. It was all I could do to keep him calm. So
how many rabid dogs do they keep in there?
I don't know, but listen, maybe we need a few of them.
7 rabid dogs. Wait.
All right. We both like Arizona.
Wait,
here.
you have 7 rabid dogs? Well, I count Steve as one of them.
One of them. Yeah.
Actually, 6 rabid dogs. We're running an experiment here.
But Michael Vick's not allowed in the building, but
Fantastic banter. I'm having fun here today.
All right. Next, we got the Detroit Lions at the Cincinnati Bengals. Lions are giving 10.5. Over under is 49.5. Money line -575 to the Lions, plus 425 to the Bengals. This is another no-brainer for me. Even with the 10.5, does not scare me. Just like last week, what was it, 12.5? I said the Lions.
Yeah,
they murdered it. Won by 17. I think they won by.
Yeah,
the same thing this week. I'm not scared. I'm taking the 10.5 points. I'm taking the Lions all day.
This is one I'll stay away from because I actually 10.5. I actually like Cincinnati a little bit here. I think Browning put up a little bit. No, it's fine. That's why I don't want to play it. I get it. I completely understand where you're coming from. I think the Detroit Lions could be up big time. Actually, it could be 28-14.5. I could be right too. Like Cincinnati shows some life, but 28-14 is still more than 10.5, and we're only at halftime, and Cincinnati's not going to have enough juice. So yeah, but I'm not playing.
But the Lions is one of those teams. It doesn't matter if they're up by 30 or up by 10. Their foot's always on the gas. They're always looking to score. Campbell is not satisfied with any type of lead. He wants to score every single time. That's why I like the Lions really with a lot of hype. Normally we stay away from these double-digit deficits. We don't like them. We like to stay away from them. But with the Lions are a little different. Lions are built a little different than a lot of teams. And their coach is built different than a lot of coaches. Their coach is very passionate, very that's the only word I could come up with is like very emotional guy. He doesn't care. We're only up by 38. No, I want to beat him by 41.
Yeah, well, he's getting better at math by the week, so
All right, you like the Bengals here at 10.5. I like the Lions here at 10.5. Next, we got the Washington Commanders at the LA Chargers. Commanders are at plus 2.5. Over under is 47.5. Commanders are at plus 130. LA is at negative 155. Daniels is back. Scary Terry is still out. That line, everybody is still out that left the line on last Sunday for the Chargers. So that kind of scares me. Ultimately, I think with Washington flying across country, LA losing last week, I think they bounce back here. I do like the Chargers here. If Washington had Scary Terry, that might actually change my mind a little bit just because of that deep threat. But yeah, I like the Chargers here. I'm going to keep with my Harbaugh.
My favorite bet in this game, because this game's tight and you're not going to all play it. I mean, but if you're going to put something exotic in there, my favorite bet on this game, because my guess is that his brother and some of his family will be in the stadium because they don't really have to worry. I actually like an anytime touchdown for Luke McCaffrey.
Okay.
No Terry McLaurin. We do believe that Jaden Daniels is a good quarterback, so he can make receivers, right? And yes, there is no McLaurin, but you're going to have to find somebody else that runs routes pristinely. Luke McCaffrey is obviously the brother of Christian and the son of Ed. Ed was a wide receiver. So he
was a very good wide receiver
in Denver, right? And so
at the Niners too.
I know, but made his hay.
He made his fame, I know, with Denver, with Elway and stuff. But I'm just saying he did play for the Niners.
I like the anytime touchdown for McCaffrey. And I think Washington makes this game interesting. I wouldn't bet that though. I want, if you have a bunch of money on the side of games that you like, right, I would put an anytime touchdown in there. And if I'm wrong, I will send you my address. I don't care. Whatever. We'll hang out. We'll have a couple drinks. And you can yell at me. It's fine. It really is fine. I don't care. Yell at me. I'm yelling at you.
All right. Yeah. So you like I like
the anytime touchdown for Luke McCaffrey.
Oh, okay. All right. I like the Chargers here. Especially after losing last week. I think they bounce back here. They get the win. Daniels being back is a huge difference, but I don't think it's enough to beat the Chargers coming off that loss last week. I think that left a sour taste in their mouth.
Okay. That's a good
point. And Harbaugh's pretty good about coming back from losing a game. His team usually responds very, very well. Next, we got the Sunday night game. We got the Patriots versus the Bills. Patriots are getting 8.5. Over under is 49.5. Patriots are at plus 340 money line, and the Buffalo's at negative 440 money line. I think it's a lot closer than 8.5. This is a divisional game up in Buffalo, Sunday night game. I get it. Patriots are playing a lot better football. They did turn the ball over a couple times 2 weeks ago. Last week they looked good. I think this is a young Patriots team that is getting better every week. I think Vrabel's doing a good job there. I don't think they're going to win, but I'm taking the 8.5 points. I think that, again, division game. This is going to be a closer game than most people realize.
Yeah. All right. So just a little bit of context here. You've got 8.5. I've got 7.5. I don't think either of them matter. Right. Because I think this, and by the way, over under is 49. So it's high, right? High, right? Buffalo's the better team. Buffalo's at home. New England's trying, and Drake May's trying to sell themselves as the next Josh Allen going forward. So we have some, right? But you need a rivalry to begin. And so one needs to start. And what better place for it to start than in Buffalo, where, the mantle holder right now is Josh Allen. The way I really look at this is pretty simple. I think New England keeps up, but they're going to need to. And Josh Allen over the years has been taught time management, not in the most nice situations, but by both Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. It's his court to teach in Sunday night in Buffalo. I think Buffalo wins 34, and everybody's going to be really excited because their cover's coming in, right? Oh, here it comes. 34-27. 34-27, as you and I both know, doesn't matter for 7.5, and it sure as hell doesn't matter for 8.5. Bills win, don't cover.
Yeah, see, I don't, I guess it could happen that way. It really could. I mean, it's an NFL game. It's a division game. These division games usually are not blowouts. They're usually within a one-score game.
It will be.
Especially
7
these
points,
two.
7 points is within one score.
I'm getting 8.5. So,
but I'm getting 7.5, and I'm saying it's backdoor cover. 7 points.
Yeah.
34-27.
Yep. Yeah. Again, this game, the Bills are by far the superior team. They are. But we all seen with the Detroit Bears game how the superior team doesn't always win.
Yeah.
All right. The best roster doesn't always win. Sometimes things just happen on the field. The X's, the O's, that's why you play the game. You play the game. Like, you just can't say, all right, this team's going to win. Let's not even play. There's upsets that happen. They happen every week. What's that?
We're going to just do that next week. We're just going to take all the favorites.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're going to do?
Yeah.
But like I said, I do like the Patriots here. They are a growing team. They are a young team. They are a few wide receivers away from really getting that offense stepped up to where it needs to be. Vrabel's a great defensive coach. That defense is playing pretty good. So, yeah, I think they keep it close. I think they keep it within 7. I like 8.5 all day. I'm running to the bank with it.
Another trick here. Stephon Diggs says he has a comfort level of 5 out of 10 with the offense.
Oh,
Josh McDaniel's offense is run a bit like the triangle offense. They wouldn't have brought Diggs in if he didn't understand how to do certain things in any offense, right? When the answers seem easy, they're clearly lying to you. Diggs and Vrabel went back at him through the media too. Vrabel said, well, he goes, 5 out of 10 is failing at Ohio State, so he better get up to snuff. But it's not, but all of it's just theater, and none of it's true. Diggs has a comfort level. They're going back, like, somehow, somewhere they had a meeting, I believe. And Vrabel went, Stephon, they're going to pick on you all year. And he's like, yeah, I know. He goes, okay, good. Just so you know that we could pick on each other, and that's how we'll keep them controlled.
All right, next. Oh, shoot.
Monday night, I think. That's all we got left.
It is. Yeah, my thing went away. Where are you at? NFL. Who is playing Monday night?
Monday night is Kansas City versus Jacksonville. It's 3 or 3.5. However you want to slice it. It's 3 or 3.5.
Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah, here we go. Kansas City's getting 3.5. Over under is 45.5. Money line -185 for Kansas City, plus 154 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now the Jags surprisingly have a top 5 defense right now.
Yeah, and I wonder if they have a top 5 coach.
We'll see. I mean, he seems to be doing fairly well.
Yeah. I think if you can get it at 3.5, I think you take Jacksonville. I just, the money that looked like it was safe on, like, Kansas City. Let's not pretend like Kansas City looked good playing the Giants.
No, they didn't.
They didn't look good. In fact, I know you guys don't believe this, but it's fine. Patrick Mahomes looked like the second best quarterback on the field. Whether you like it or not, Russell Wilson threw better passes. He's gone now. He's relegated to the bench. But at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes doesn't look sharp. He to me, he looks like the LeBron James that played the Dallas Mavericks. Right? Lot of
all of his guys are gone.
His guys
are gone. That or they got old. Like, Kelsey's a shell of himself.
But he overthrew a wide open guy on busted coverage by 10 yards. And I know that a lot of it's timing, but brother, you would have hit the pass. And you would have hit the pass, the guy would have had to stop, and he would have gone down and only got that many yards. But Pat overthrew him by 10 yards. I mean, that's too much. 2.5. I mean, the ball was gone. And so there's a real timing issue in Kansas City. He's not trusting himself. His feet weren't set. there's real cause for concern. And not just in Kansas City and with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I think the league is like fumbling.
Mm-hmm.
The league is all right. God, what happened here? We thought we had him. We had the guy. And now I think that things have changed a little bit. And I'll take the kid Trevor Lawrence, who's looked a little good, and they'll take a little bit of chances. And you know what, man? No one likes him as well because he's friends with Deion Sanders and he considers him a mentor. But Travis Hunter made a catch last week that was bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like somebody shot a rocket in his ass. He jumped up to the sky, came down with the ball, and you're like, how is he not injured?
Yeah. I watched that Jacksonville game. I thought that they were helped a lot with a couple of the penalties, and I thought they were helped a lot with some of the mistakes that the 49ers made. I don't think they're as good as what their record says they are, and as good as what their defensive ranking are. I think Kansas City comes in and wins this game. I think Jacksonville comes back down to reality for a little bit. They have listen, Kansas City has their deficiencies. They need a running back, which in my eyes, I'd be picking up the phone and giving whatever New York Jets wants for Bryce Hall. You bring Bryce Hall into that fold, that offense changes dramatically because of what he can do, running the ball and catching the ball. I think once Rashard Rice comes back from his suspension, that offense is going to be a little bit better. He finally has a wide receiver that he can trust. I think that's his problem right now. He has nobody he can trust on third down. That's his guy. So I think if they can get a running back in there, and once Rashid Rice comes back, I think that's going to shore up that team. But as far as this game goes, I like Kansas City here, just for the fact from what I've seen with Jacksonville, kind of the breaks went their way. And I'm not saying that because it's my Niners, it's my team. I'm butthurt that they lost. Listen, I was upset that they lost. We should have won that game. There's multiple reasons why we lost that game, but we should have won that game. I don't think Jacksonville is as good as what their record says. So therefore, I'm picking Kansas City. I think Jacksonville is going to be taken down a notch this game, kind of back to reality. I like what they got going on down there. I think the coach is doing a phenomenal job. He's doing what other coaches couldn't do down there. So, we'll see what happens. ETN looked really good last week, finally getting all the carries, being the bell house again. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Jacksonville. I think this is a turning point in their franchise. This season is.
Yeah.
It really, yeah. Absolutely. If they don't get it done this year, it's time to, you know what? Let's scrap Lawrence. Let's scrap everything that's going on. Let's go on a rebuild.
Yeah.
Because right now what's working, it's not working.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately, like I said, I think Kansas City walks away with this game. I don't think it's an easy game for them to win, but I think they win this game. 3.5. I don't know if I really like that spread. This could very easily be a 3-point game won by Kansas City. Last second field goal. I'm not saying the Jags are a scrub team. I'm just saying I don't think they're as good as what everybody says they are. I don't think their record and their rankings don't reflect on how. I think their over reflects on how good they are.
I want the 3.5. That's my stance.
Yeah, again, like I said, it could be a 3-point game, but ultimately, where I'm going with I'm just taking the money line with the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs lose this game, but I like the money line. This could, like I said, this could be a last second field goal game.
Yeah.
No time left on the clock. Chiefs walk away, last second field goal, done. So, yeah, I like your 3.5. But for me, since the money line's so low, I'm just taking the money line.
Okay. I can see that. All right. Anything else?
All right, guys, that's it. I think we had a pretty good podcast. We filled you guys with a couple good stories about some of our players this week, along with our picks. We gave you some fantasy football advice with Hill coming back. Don't forget about that. The whole Waller situation down in Miami. I know he's not picked up on 50-something% of ESPN leagues. So I know he's out there. So just a little bit of fantasy advice there. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, guys. Our games are live now. It is 1:10. I am Jack Stash, Fantasy Farm Sports subscribe to us, and make sure you get over and use that thumb one more time for our Old Gamer GK.
And as always, guys, be excellent to each other.